Ahoy! Good day to all you glorious Rascallian resonators. The name's FOXSOL. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some more Wuthering Waves. And in today's video, we're gonna get right into it. Today's video is about why I like Wuthering Waves. Why is Wuthering Waves so far one of my most favorite games of the year 2024? Well, if you want to hear it, take a seat at the bar. I got some cold shit on tap. Get yourself a drink and let's talk. You know, there is multiple reasons. In all honesty, there is multiple reasons why I love Wuthering Waves. Okay? Some people out there think that I don't really care for Wuthering Waves, that, you know, I'm just playing it just to play it and then I'm gonna drop it after a while. And, you know, I don't think that's gonna happen, honestly, personally, because I actually do particularly care for this game. And the reason for it is that there's multiple reasons why I like it. And I think that, you know, a lot of people would love Wuthering Waves. Grant you, Wuthering Waves has its issues, don't get me wrong. And we could touch base on that a little bit here or there. But overall, the presentation of what this game truly is to me a true masterpiece. It has the potential of being probably one of the best gacha games in general, but games in general.
Make it fast.
This game embodies the idea of games like Devil May Cry, in my personal opinion, Dynasty Warriors, Souls-like, into a gacha. And I think that's really, really cool. I think the game has a great combat system. You know, the combat in this, compared to what I've seen in games like Wuthering Waves, is much more apparent. It's much more flashier. It's cooler. It's better, in my personal opinion. Games like GLYTCH Impact, I sleep on the combat. You know, I've experienced it. I've played it, like I said before, GLYTCH Impact for about a month, and I've watched a good friend of mine play that game for months to years and just play the shit out of it, and legitimately it was the most boring thing to watch. With Wuthering Waves, when it first came out, I had that worry, but that was really that fear went bye-bye, went out the window real quick when you first start playing. And that's what, you know, I really think draws me the most into Wuthering Waves is the combat system. Is that it's not just your typical hack and slash, in all honesty. It's not just something, okay, we're just gonna come here, we're gonna mash buttons and be done, or we're gonna have an auto feature, you know, that does the battle for us. The game actually provides, with some of the boss fights, with some of the enemies, you know, a challenging experience. Especially when you're first starting out in the game. When you first start out in this game, I think it's really a challenge. No bullshit. I think the game showcases its entire, you know, the entire thing, saying, hey, look, yeah, we're a GLYTCH Impact clone, but we have something better, and that's a better combat system. And I gotta give them credit. I think 100% that is what draws me and possibly a majority of other people into this game. Wuthering Waves, like I said, for the things that I will say it suffers from, the combat is not one. I think the combat's really great. I think the game does really well in that regard. And I'm gonna put it like this, like I said, like it reminds me of a Souls-like experience. I'm not gonna lie, it reminds me of Souls-like experience, because another thing that I love about this game is that it is challenging. The challenge, not just the combat, but the challenge itself is absolutely can get to be balls to the walls fucking difficult if it wants to be. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that future-wise, with the next version updates of this game, that it's going to do that. That I want this game to be so fucking punishing. Just like it's basically Curl's other game, Punishing Gray Raven. I want this game to be a punishing aspect. I want this game to basically kick my ass any which way, shape, form possible, because it makes me feel like when I finally beat a boss and I finally get through tower adversity or the elusive realms and stuff like this, it's a rush. Because why? The game is absolutely a challenge, and it's fucking great. That's what I loved about the game in the beginning, is that the combat, the challenge, the aesthetic of this. I think honestly that, you know, this game compared to what I've seen with Genshin Impact, this game looks 10 times better than Genshin Impact. I think the characters feel more animated, in my personal opinion. The characters are better to look at, and it feels, you know, in general, it just feels better. But I'm not going to say that WutheringWaves does not have its problems. And I've stated this before. It's like the story of WutheringWaves. It's a little lackluster. I'm not going to lie. I don't care for the story too much. I care for like the character stories for certain characters. But in general, the main storyline of all this, you know, it's your typical... It's your typical story. It's your typical anime. It's nothing new or revolutionary, and that's a little saddening. However, games like, I hate to put it this way, but one of my favorite games that I can compare WutheringWaves to is Metal Gear Rising. Metal Gear Rising's story is a little lackluster in its own regards, okay? It's completely confusing, it's completely batshit insane, and in all honesty, I don't care for the story of Metal Gear Rising. But my god, I love the fucking gameplay, and I love fighting Jetstream Sam. I love fighting in that game so much that that's the way I look at WutheringWaves. I love the fact in WutheringWaves that, you know, I'm not just limited in doing the optimal builds. I think I've proven that multiple occasions. I'm going to do builds that are going to work for my playstyle, for me. That I don't have to go ahead and do what everyone says and do a 4-3-3-1-1-1. You know, you got to do the 4-3-3-1-1-1. A 4-4-1-1-1 is not optimal. You're not going to get the best healing out of it. You're not going to get the best damage out of it. You're making yourself suffer, and it's like, you know, I have the options to do what I want to do in this game, and I love that. It's not like the game's forcing my hand. The game, you know, another thing that I love about WutheringWaves, that you can completely wail out on this game and it don't mean shit. It's not a pay-to-win game. That there is reward for even doing holographic bosses, you know, with a team that is not fully developed, as long as you understand how to parry, how to dodge properly, and you put that stuff into practice to where you could become a god at it, which I'm not, but I'm just saying, then at this point in time, the game becomes a different beast altogether. It's no longer about, you know, straight up, hey, you have to have the most optimized builds and such. Now it becomes, do you have the skill to defeat the bosses? Do you have the skill to complete these challenges, you know, at that point? And that's what I think I love about this game. I think that games like Genshin Impact and everything else, you know, are very simplified and take away from actual gaming. And WutheringWaves gives me that feeling that I'm playing not just a gacha game, but I'm playing a fucking video game. I hear a lot of people, you know, when I tell them, hey, you need to do this, 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 and this. Oh, well, you need to respect my time. It's a gacha game, you know. I don't have 2 hours a day to go ahead and grind for things. I need to, you know, be able to do it in 3 seconds, so that way I'm optimizing my life. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, you're I understand as a gacha person, you need your time respected. Don't get me wrong. But if you actually enjoy the game, you will actually put the effort in to do the extra bit of grinding, in my personal opinion, to make sure that you are optimal in whatever you're trying to achieve. And that's what I like. You know, in a sense, you know, you have, and I hate to say this, and I'm probably going to annoy some players by saying this, but it's the truth. You're going to have people who's going to be playing this game for like 10 minutes a day and expect at the end of the day that they're going to be able to beat the holographic bosses. They're going to be expecting to do all this other stuff, and they're not going to put the time in to actually practice the combat. They're not going to put the time in to actually practice the build. They're just going to follow someone's Excel sheet that says that this is the best thing to do. Go play, lose, and then bitch about it because, well, the holographic bosses are too hard or something. Yeah, because you didn't put the time into grinding, practicing, and doing things. What you did is you spent 10 minutes a day, you did your dailies, you got off of it, and you went go play something like ZZZ, and then you went go fucking change from there and went go play something like GLYTCH Impact because you're treating it like a gotcha. I'm sorry. You can get mad at me all you want for saying that, but the idea is that at the end of the day, that's the reason why I feel that I can do what I want to do a lot better than someone's optimizable fucking calculations or sheets. It's just because I put in more time into this game, doing different things, testing different things, playing different things than the normal person who only spends like 10 fucking minutes doing things. And I'm not gonna say that you can't play it that way, but it is what it is. I like the game for what it is. I like the game because I feel like it's a video game, not just a gacha game that wants my fucking money. And at that point in time, it makes me want to invest more into a game like this. It makes me want to give this game money. Because why? You're not forcing down my throat that I need to have this 5-star weapon in order to complete the next challenge. Oh, I need to have this bundle pack in order to level up my characters. I can do what I want. I can spend the time, you know, actually grinding it out, or I can spend the time, you know, going spending the money and swiping the credit card and doing the same thing. Either way, I have options, and you know, that's my enjoyment. So tell me this. I'll leave it at this. You tell me in the comments down below if you like, if WutheringWaves is your favorite game of 2004 as a gacha game. Why? Seriously, why? Why do you like WutheringWaves? That's all. Leave that comment down below. Let me know. And until next time, guys, keep it classy, keep it jazzy, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.